A little bit. This next piece of news is going to be a little bit odd. So bear with me here. So okay. So I'm not sure if you guys know, but this is Luca Kaneshiro. And so there's been some news about Luca, and so remember that like Luca was essentially like a spy at Nijisanji. So let's take a look at what some of these things have to say. So this is from Raziel, and this is on X. It says, not to add fuel to the fire, but since I was a close member in Nijisanji for a long time, I'm absolutely not surprised it's starting to crumble. Wow. Okay. I was vented to about a male member from Iluna. Sorry, I can't remember which. This was a voice combo from over a year ago. That was harassing and guilt tripping new girls to the point that other members would go quiet or exclude them from their VCs. Yet management apparently did nothing, and the members themselves had to self-regulate. Ugh. I was vented to during the whole AR fiasco about how childish a lot of Luxium especially were, and how they quote-unquote went on strike to protest the cancellation while trying to form meetings amongst themselves to discuss various things such as merch sale cuts. They self-organized meetings and discussed how they were going to demand things from management. All right, awesome. Nor 100% played favors to the point where he privately took Luxium to an expensive restaurant outside the city in a small town where they were in Japan together. There were countless other stories I can't recall, but a lot of times it would make me go, huh? Due to the incompetency of management and not even providing basic PR training for such a large brand. Wow. Their livers have and always will be potential loose cannons because there is no structure. They play favorites, they don't know and don't care about how to run a brand, and at least on the EN side. They hire a bunch of young 20-year-olds and let them loose with, in some cases, millions of eyes and accept them to just figure it out. I'll air my personal grievances later. Oh, goodness. Okay. So I should also clarify they never intended to cancel the AR Live thing. From what I was told, just postpone it. All of Luxium were extremely upset, thinking that all their hard work, getting flown out to Japan, getting dinners, hotels, etc., paid for recording songs, was being thrown away, hence all the tweets and hiatuses around that time. Shu, in particular, was the one who was most upset, hence his extended hiatus, which is why he was refusing to stream. Please note that this was all told to me via one member, so I have no other perspective on stuff outside of his recountings. I'd also like to remind that projects often get canceled, postponed, or redone for a variety of reasons and all kinds of work. It sucks this one was so public, however. Okay, so that's the one. And then here's another post. This one's a relatively long one, so okay, let's try our best. This is from Raziel from X as well. Honestly, the only other shit I want to clear out and air is I worked hard on a lot of uncredited projects. Yep, this happens a lot in Japan. And to clarify a couple of things, Luca is a narcissist and a manipulator, and lied not only to me but to his fans and his friends at Nijisanji as well. Oh, I knew this one is going to stir poo-poo because it has so many times in the past, but I ended up building 80% of Polgand, or whatever it was called, on the shared Niji-en Minecraft server to help Luca defeat Palmu. I was instructed not to talk to others and make it look like it wasn't made in creative mode. I built the entrance, carousel, the water roller coaster, Ferris wheel, the little food stall, and I even outlined and put materials in the chest so Luca could easily build the maze he did on stream and make it look like he gathered all the materials. Oof. So yes, Pogland was made in creative mode. It wasn't even made by Luca outside of some signs, a boat ride, and the boat ice rink thing, which I went back and decorated for him. I made one of Luca's schedules so that he didn't... I made one of Luca's schedule that he didn't want to credit me for. Before I made him one, I often edited his schedule and social media posts for him. I did thumbnails too, but honestly, those are pretty minor in comparison. I did the overlay for his Pokemon stream on short notice. I wrote the Sakura Bloom and birthday VP facts for him. Sorry for this. Laughing myself. Oh, I guess those shouldn't go off. I wrote messages for him, specifically his birthday merch and the 1 million follower message. Oh my god, you couldn't even be bothered to do your own $1 million follower message. Wow. And I wrote the story and the script for his outfit reveal. Holy moly. I don't know if the Niji-en Sports Carnival was ever a thing, but I built the logo inside Minecraft for that too. Oh, goodness. He would ask me to manage projects commissions for him, but I wasn't allowed to talk to the commissioners, so I couldn't do this. But I kept asking to organize things for him when I had no clue what and how. I made a Trello to try to help him manage things, but I wouldn't get deadlines, info, etc., so I couldn't fully do this. Oh, that's terrible. I was also barred from the VR Chat World Group Project Discord for some time, even though he wanted me to manage that as well. Oh my god. Eventually, I was let in so I could properly talk to the modelers and designers, but by then it was a bit too late properly to see things through, hence partially why it's unfinished. I was also not allowed to contact the other livers for their individual zones, so I had to go through their interests and streams to try and find references, inside jokes, etc. to make sense and hope they liked it. Oh, this is awful. This is like the worst working environment ever. As for my actual personal grievances, Java and I met when I was 24 and he was 18. For a long while, we would pretty much only chat about VR chat, VR models. I would help him with his, about friends in VR chat, and role-playing scenarios for a certain streamer's role-playing lobby. We became good friends, and eventually, due to a variety of reasons, we would appear on each other's streams constantly. We had lots of mutual friends and would hang out with and play games with them too, primarily in VR chat. Man, I gotta get on VR chat. Sounds fun. We all knew about Java's upbringing and brushed off a lot of things about his personality, such as constant lying and overt attention seeking. A lot of us were streamers, so it was normal for us to attention whore, seek, etc. But Java took it above and beyond, blowing off plans and lying to be on stream with people like Soda Poppin' or XQC in Rob's lobbies, where he would complain privately about being used as a trap by Rob, but then would drop everything to go catfish these large personalities. Wow! I would get upset at him as he would lie about being on VCR while being on stream, lol, and would start to blow off our friends and I to do so. We were still great and personal friends at the time, however, and remained so for a long time. As he got into Niji, these lies would gradually get worse, and where I couldn't trust him anymore. Oof, that sucks. Upon the great hot emoji incident of 2021, what is that? I asked Luca directly if he was okay with the type of comments being made, and things like the hot emoji being spammed, as before he stated to me in another mod, he did not like to be sexualized. Okay. He told me he did not like these comments. I took this as I should moderate these comments and try and steer people away from using this emoji. Okay. I mean, that's a fair assessment. This happened a lot with my moderation, as I may have overstepped my bounds looking back, given a lot of the scenarios. At the time, I was acting in good faith, as my friend would come to me and tell me what he was and wasn't comfortable with. I mean, that is fair. But at the same time, he was never firm on anything. Ugh. Another mod and I had to insist he write rules, aka we wrote them, and he added a pog for his chat, and even then he didn't want to take it seriously, which left another mod and I in a precarious position. He used me to do his dirty work, such as making rules for his chat, and when people reacted badly, he would put the blame under the rug, so it would fall on me despite these unwanted things. Ugh. This is why I was overprotective of him. I seriously thought he wouldn't stand up for himself, so when he told me about the things that made him uncomfortable, but he let them slide and continued to do it, I felt it was my need to try and stand up for him. That's fair. Looking back, no, it wasn't my job to do so, but we did eventually discuss this and realize we both made mistakes by putting up boundaries for each other. I went silent eventually about modding. After that, I stopped watching his streams due to the shift in content. He would get mad because I didn't want to watch his streams. Ow. They were also late, but I told him while I supported him, I don't watch the content that he was producing at the time. He would often get upset and angry at me because I didn't watch his streams anymore. He would talk about nothing but Nijisanji, his streams, his new outfits, projects, and the anime we were watching, or finding a house, and while it became exhausting for me. That's fair. I got short with him during this, asking if he was ever going to play games or hang out besides talking about Nijisanji and watching anime. It never happened. I got frustrated, especially since he would vent about regretting doing a stream, such as a bartending one, and then he would do it again. I would ask things like if he was okay doing another drunk stream, and if he was going to regret it, he would lie to me and say, "Oh, I'm not going to drink. I'm going to fake it." Or, "I'm only going to drink a little bit," and then get full out drunk only to vent to me the next day about how embarrassed and ashamed he was when I asked about it. Oh, goodness. This is rough. This applied to other stuff too, like how he thought the pickup lines are cringe but would encourage them. He hates being called daddy. Okay. He enabled people anyway. It drove me nuts because he would get angry at me for talking about it. I wasn't a saint either. My mental health is deteriorating, partially due to him, partially due to trying out a bunch of antidepressants at the time, which I'll publicly admit on stream at some point. I was talking about, yeeting himself, and this was my wake-up call. This is when Luca was losing a lot of sleep and confided in his Niji friends, as he has a right to do so. Sometime after that, my beloved cat passed away unexpectedly during the night. This affected my mental health like it would anyone else. Oof, that's terrible. In the following days, I asked Java twice if he could hang out and talk because I really needed someone. My older brother was out of town, and my other family members are multiple hours away by plane. So yes, I turned to my then best friend for support. And he brushed me off twice. Oh, not because he was busy, but because he was playing Minecraft with the other Niji people, not on stream. Oh, that's so sad. Then, because he joined an open talk stream with Millie that he didn't want to leave. He messaged me when I asked, but his replies were half-hearted and half-assed. Oh. When I admittedly yelled at him about this, he said he was affected by my cat dying too and was really sad and dealing with it in his own way. Okay. This was the point in 2023 that really sent me into a spiral with this individual. After that, I would often lash out and get angry with them because I didn't know how to act with them, and it was like walking on eggshells since I couldn't talk about their stream or Nijisanji, which is pretty much only wanted to talk about, or myself, and could only talk about anime or finding new houses with them. Wow, this is terrible. Blowing up and having a borderline meltdown on me. He would blame me for not wanting to stream. I sadly do not have receipts of this because this all happened during voice calls. Okay. He created a lot of his own problems and would get stressed out when things didn't go his way, as apparent on his streams, despite not setting things up properly in advance. If you want to know how unhinged Java has been in the past, I can confirm he made multiple Twitter accounts to harass people about not getting into Nijisanji. Wow. He would tweet while we were streaming together. I couldn't tell you why, but he had to clean that up for him and lie like it was someone else. He admitted lying to his parents, whatever, about me going to university, and he would go as far as take fake classes, homework, and fake report cards. Wow. This is insane. Oh my god, guys. This goes on forever. Okay. During the GTA RP, he got banned from NoPixel for sexual harassment, where he was told a paramedic he never intended to grab his bells. He wanted to come forward with the reasoning why he got banned, but I had to stop him from that so the person wouldn't get harassed, as many were speculating stream sniping, which I no doubt he did looking back and his past now present behaviors. He did call that person a B for reporting them. He told me multiple times at Nijisanji as Luca he wanted to leak a better selfie of him because he doesn't like the one on the docs site the others had. Wow. I had to stop him from bringing stuff up on 4chan. What? Stop bringing stuff up from 4chan. He admitted to being the Luca Discord. He wanted to get rich and famous and stick it to rob and others, such as his parents. With that out of the way, we both were toxic to each other at various points, so I'm not going to sit here and say one outweighed the other. Okay, that's fair. Honestly, we were both horrible towards each other, and the end of our friendship, and I will absolutely admit to yelling at him, crying, melting down, guilt tripping, and getting irrationally upset due to the culmination of a lot of little things. I couldn't understand how he could vent to me, but if I vented to him, it would end up in him getting upset and canceling stream, which would make me break down and feel even worse. Oh, goodness. The straw that broke the camel's back was when he lied about doing a drunk stream. He said he wasn't going to drink, and he said he was only doing stream for 2 hours so we could hang out for a little, where he proceeded to not only get drunk, but went well beyond 2 hours and ignored me. I called him out for lying and wasting my time. He had an extreme breakdown where he told me he couldn't do this anymore and he didn't want to talk to me anymore. Wow. Well, we did talk barely after that, where we kind of used each other as diaries about what was going on in our lives. Oh, dear. After learning from Twitter he had a dog, I waited to see if he would tell me. He didn't, so I broke down for the final time and told him we need to actually stop talking to each other. The only contact I had from him since then is when he asked me for invoices so he could properly do his taxes. Wow. I had breakdowns in my car driving to school due to how this individual broke my self-esteem and isolated me towards the ends of our friendship. So yes, this is why my so-called grudge and vitriol comes from. Looking back, while we were great friends and made a lot of amazing memories together, towards the end, he started throwing money at me in hopes that it would solve my problem. What? That doesn't solve problems by throwing money? Of me wanting to hang out with him and would make me happy instead. Oh my goodness. I had no other friends because he was awake and I was with him in a call, and sometimes even when he was asleep, along with doing projects for him. He cut off ties with all of our mutuals, and thus I didn't talk to him either after getting into Niji, unless they were a large streamer. Terrible. I was never allowed to talk to them because I was small, left my ass off, or his new friends in Niji, despite them having and hanging out in personal discords. So yes, getting yelled at constantly, being isolated, and acting as a ghost behind the scenes tore down my self-esteem a lot, and it took me forever to recover. It took me over a year to recover. And honestly, I still am, as I've developed social anxiety and have a hard time talking to people. But I'm making great strides towards fixing it. Oh my goodness. Okay. You know what? We're almost done, guys. Yes, again, Java, Luca, and I were extremely abusive towards each other during late stages of our friendship. Yes, looking back, I think he used me a little bit and manipulated me and love bombing me, throwing money at the problem, and involving me in his work projects so I could feel closer to him. Regarding the sexual harassment stuff I tweeted about yesterday, he would constantly... What? I'm sorry, what? He would constantly hump things. Wow. Or people on my stream, call out my physical features even though we were in VR, etc. But I did brush it off at the time, and honestly, I don't care anymore. It was just a little heated upset that people would call me all these nasty things when they don't know poop about our history. Java and I had a great past life. We joked about spicy things like friends do. We would also put into uncomfortable situations by people like Rob, who lied to us about a couples game for his stream where he purposely brought together real life couples on, then us together to make things awkward, where he proceeded to ask me stuff about what is Java's PP size, where I had to guess. I don't know, so I went with the average, and now I'm being harassed about it. What in the world? So think before you post. In reality, we helped each other out a lot, and nothing can change the facts. And that aspect at least. TLDR, we were friends. His egotistical and problematic personality he had before Niji was fueled by getting into Niji. Then the fame and the money got to his head to the point where he cut ties with all his friends and mutually led us screaming at each other until we blew up and couldn't be friends anymore. Java Luca often goes back to what he says, and he's a chronic liar, leading to many issues. That's not the last time I'll speak about this, whether you want to believe me or not. For whatever reason, it's not your story to tell. Thank you, and thank you all for reading. So these are some of the proofs. So it's like, okay. Luca, do you ever log out? LOL. And Luca left the game. Oh goodness. Okay, and then this is the thing that was built. Oh goodness. Wow. The birthday scenarios of the Google document. Please fill in the blue frame. Oh wow. I learned it's hard to write with giant nails. Oh wow. Holy moly. Goodness. So these are all the... Oh, there's more receipts. Working on the story here. Here's an outline for a script. Wow. This is insane. And then this is in cursive. I'm going through your old clips and showcasing your fan art. Holy moly, this is a lot of work. Oh, this is the sign, the Nijisanji Sports Festival. Aw. Wow. Even like fireworks. That's so cute. I was grieving in these screenshots. My language is stern and harsh. Oh, there's so much proof. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. So this is Luca. From Nijisanji. This is their Twitter. So anyways, guys, I know that was like really long and lengthy, but yeah, turns out Luca's a big jerk. Character limit. What happened with the character limit, man? I thought there was one. I was like, I'll just read this tweet. Oh my god. Money being needed to solve a problem. I actually had a friend do that to me once. I was very taken aback. It was very strange. But like my friend, I was like, hey, come over, because like it was like two of my girlfriends, right? And I was like, hey, come over, I'll make pizza. So like I made a pizza and everything, and then like the one girlfriend came over and she had brought like a potato salad and everything like that, and the other one was like, yeah, here's $30, I'm not coming. And they just EMT'd me $30, and I had like auto deposit on, so I was like, oh, what do you want me to do with this? And they're like, just because you made a pizza and I'm not coming. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, that's never happened. I've never been like paid off by a friend before. Thank you so much for watching the video. Shout out to my patrons that help make these videos possible. If you want to help support the channel, you can always join my Patreon, subscribe to me on Twitch, or become a member on YouTube. I also have links to merch in the description below. As always, I appreciate your support, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah!